couple of articles have come out that are talking about a couple of separate, very different things. So Elon Musk is said to have sent a very stern letter in which he talked about just burning the house down of Warner Brothers to make sure that Amber Heard kept her role in Aquaman 2, because in 2018 they were after the release of the original Aquaman, they were talking about how they were possibly just going to just cut bait and get rid of her because she had no chemistry with Jason Momoa. Well, in comes Space Daddy. Space Daddy has to tell them, no, you're not firing her. She's got to keep her job.
Yeah, he's kind of the ultimate Amber Heard simp.
He is.
A lot of people are talking about this because Amber Heard stans aren't exactly the type you would think of as the average Elon Musk fan. So they're like, heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a really great point.
Yeah, I saw that.
This says, ultimately, the studio never pulled the trigger on firing Amber Heard because her former boyfriend and confirmed baby daddy, by the way, had one of his litigators send a scorched earth letter to Warner Brothers threatening to burn the house down if the actress wasn't brought back for a sequel, says a source familiar with the behind-the-scenes battle. Warner Brothers caved and moved forward with Heard. Elon Musk has not responded for a request for comment on this issue.
I feel like he'd have something funny to say.
Definitely sounds believable.
I feel like he'd have a funny response.
He's like, you better put my baby mama in Aquaman 2 or I'm going to destroy your company. But you said he's actually threatening more so to buy the company.
I mean, I don't know what the threat would be otherwise.
Buy Warner Brothers and force the issue.
He's like, look, I will make sure that nothing but negative articles about Warner Brothers get pushed on X.
Yes.
I guess no, because he didn't own Twitter at the time. So what would he have done? Like he didn't own Twitter at the time,
yeah.
So he's just like, look, I will make sure that nobody
when you're that rich, you have strings that you can pull.
Yeah.
Like you always have a contact somewhere where you can exercise your influence.
He's like, look, Mr. Zaslav. It wasn't David Zaslav at this time, but whoever it was before Zaslav.
Yeah.
He's like, look, you got a Tesla, right? Sure would be a shame if something happened to the brake line in your Tesla if Amber Heard didn't get to keep her job.
Mm-hmm. We're also rehashing the notes that were revealed from Amber Heard's therapy sessions. This says Depp fans paid the court fees for the release of documents from Heard's therapist, Dr. Don Hughes. The raw notes scribbled on a legal pad were part of last year's trial in which Depp largely prevailed. They describe a hostile Aquaman set where an allegedly intoxicated Jason Momoa dressed like Depp and pushed to have Heard booted from her role as Mara. This says in the notes, Jason said he wanted me fired. Jason drunk, late on set, dressing like Johnny. Has all the rings too.
I like him already. There's a $20 one here from Patriot American. Says, if you're saying you got Kane Hodder, I don't know. I know you're talking about. He's the guy who plays Jason Voorhees. For Friday the 13th episode, I'm gonna lose it. No, but that would be awesome to have him on. But that would be cool.
A DC spokesperson responded to these rumors, said, Jason Momoa conducted himself in a professional manner at all times on the set of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And another said Jason works his ass off, likes to have a beer once in a while, like everyone.
Look, I like you.
But he doesn't show up drunk. I
love the idea. They're like, look, so he had a couple of cocktails. Give the guy a break, will ya?
They also added that they were seen joking together and getting along. And he isn't dressing like Johnny Depp. He's just dressing in that bohemian style.
Hold on, I've got the... Yes!
Thank you.
The photo is amazing. Here's the photo.
Yeah, like, I would mistake him as Johnny Depp from a football field distance.
If Johnny Depp was just ripped.
Or maybe Jared Leto. I mean, I'm talking football field distance. Like, I might be like, if I squint.
He's not wearing any rings in this.
Like, if you squint and then you tilt your head, like, it's kind of reminiscent of Johnny Depp's style. But yeah, they're like, he wasn't dressing up as Jack Sparrow. He's just bohemian.
It's really funny if that's what he was actually doing. If he's actually going around and like every day he shows up as a new Johnny Depp character. Like, so he's Edward Scissorhands one day.
It requires a lot of dedication.
Like, he just hires the best costume. Like, what it is like one day Amber Heard pissed off the costume designer on the set, who goes in and starts working with Jason Momoa to piss her off by helping Jason Momoa dress as very like he's like one day he shows up as Sweeney Todd, one day he shows up as that guy from what was it? What was the other one? That Rear Window? Was he in Rear Window? I don't remember, but it'd be great. I would love to see him in a bunch of different Johnny Depp-esque costumes. Jack Sparrow. It would be fantastic.
I'm imagining the GC between Jason Momoa,
Grindelwald.
Henry Cavill, and Johnny Depp, where they're all egging him on.
I would love Secret Window. Thank you, not Rear Window. Rear Window.
Can we subpoena the GC?
Dude,
the boys GC that where they're
so if they're
about this?
so who would be on? So it would be him. It would be Henry Cavill.
Obviously,
it would be. I think Ben Affleck would be in there because they're all part of the because all three of them are part of the original Justice League, the one Zack Snyder's Justice League, and then who was the and then they're making fun of Ezra Miller and Amber Heard.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
they're just dunking on them.
Also, allegedly, Jason Momoa has blocked Amber Heard on Instagram, which is supremely petty.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's true, but they don't follow each other on Instagram, which again is. It's kind of ridiculous that among grown adults, that's a sign that you're not friends anymore.
I mean, it is true though, right? That like it's like when you're in the public eye, you have to be aware of like the fact that they don't follow each other and this movie isn't out yet is insane.
She does follow Yahya Abdul-Mateen,
but she doesn't follow him
from the movie, but not Jason Momoa. So maybe he did block her.
Another thing
I'm more surprised that you can subpoena therapist notes.
Yeah.
In a trial like that, when it's not a criminal case, because that seems to break doctor-patient confidentiality laws. But and it says that also Amber Heard's lawyers fought against that decision, but Depp's lawyers won that argument, and they got to see her therapist documents where. She's saying, also James Wan didn't want me on the film. It says
this is the funniest part about this.
She was treated like a pariah because of her high-profile legal battle. Quote, he raised his voice at me. I can't even post about Aquaman, he said. Made it like it was my fault. I said I'm sorry. Nobody could take selfies with me on set given blackout.
Look, what's funny is like... This is kind of the fundamental difference, I think, between men and women sometimes in collaborative spaces like this. Like,
do you think he was joking?
No, I'm saying I think the guys will butt heads on set, and the scene will be better for it. But like if it's a woman like Amber Heard, you can't butt heads with her on set because that's going to be taken as some type of misogyny for James Wan to be like, look, you're not really showing any emotions and you smell like you just crapped in someone's bed. Could you get this fixed, please? And she'd be like, he's yelling at me because you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, and it's always crazy when you have to think about, like, I remember when he had Kino Corner here, me and him were talking about like just how hard a director's job is to have to be so many different, you have to meet so many people at so many different wavelengths and then push past it to be able to connect with them as a director, and all while being kind of a hothead. Like, not hot. You have to be very
a dictator
strict. You have to be very, very much a dictator to do that job.
And among men, that might end up water under the bridge.
But women are perhaps less likely to be forgiving in those types of situations. Look at Megan Fox with Michael Bay, who's notorious for that same thing, right? He's like long work hours.
She also compare him to Hitler?
Yeah, she basically called him Hitler for making. She's like, he made me work 12 to 14 hours a day. Like, and people are like, bro,
you could have left the movie if it was.
Well, actually, she might
right?
not have been able to at that point because it would have been in breach of contract. But the point is, you signed on to make X amount of money.
Yeah.
And it's not like, and that's the other thing. Like, it's not like those movie shoots are years of your life working 12 to 14 hours a day. It's 6 months of your life, 3 months of your life working 12 to 14 hours a day for high pay rate, high pay incentives, and then depending on how good your agent is, stuff, back end deals for royalties and other such things. So it is weird because we've actually talked several times about the differences when you see like when the women directors talk now, where they're like, we made like Olivia Wilde, like we made it a collaborative space where everybody wants to feel heard. It's like, that's not really a director's job.
No.
At all.
It's to make your own point of view heard and ignoring everybody else's, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. Like, so it's
that's kind of what Greta Gerwig was making it seem like on the set of Barbie as well. Like, we're all just girlfriends and having fun. Like,
and that's all well and good until things go wrong.
That's fine, but it's a $100 million project
and
at stake.
And like poor Warner Brothers is over here with like losing all this money, and they're like, could you please not be girlfriends and just make a movie that's actually going to make us money? Because all these DC movies are failing. Could you please like get it together?
The success of Barbie is kind of making it possible for them to continue making shitty, unpopular DC movies.
It's subsidizing the shitty, unpopular DC movies.
Also, the DC spokesperson denied that claim that James Wan was trying to get Amber Heard fired, saying James is known for treating members of his cast and crew with the utmost respect and for fostering a positive, collaborative environment on set. The Aquaman films were no exception. So
we'll have to wait and see whether that's true or not. I wonder just how much she's not in the film.
We were talking significant scenes cut already. She got a total of like 0.2 seconds in the trailer. I'm not expecting much from her, but I am expecting there to be like viral TikToks of people booing when Amber Heard shows up on screen. I know that's going to happen.
You were kind of like fascinated by the concept of like chemistry tests, right? Like
I didn't. Well, I'm surprised that Walter Hamada went on the stand and said that she had a lack of chemistry with Jason Momoa because she did pass a chemistry test at the beginning when they were casting Mara. So what changed? It was probably Jason Momoa's feelings about Amber Heard and him being buddies with Johnny Depp.
I mean,
kind of muddies the waters.
But also, like, when you like, it's one thing to do these tests for a little bit of time and see if it works. It's another thing to be working long, extensive hours, and then still have to like. You've got friends you like, right? Doesn't mean you want to spend 18 hours a day with them.
I think Amber Heard unleashes her insanity on whoever she's dating and keeps it professional when she's on set. That's what I
totally
would expect.
don't buy that.
She can
kind
of compartmentalize.
No way. I don't buy that at all. I believe that it bleeds into the work. And she like Jason.
The pictures of Jason Momoa and Amber Heard together definitely communicate a lack of chemistry, if not outward hatred for each other. They can barely stand next to each other without grimacing.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty obvious there were some issues there between the two of them.
See, I think it's different. I think she gets back from some fight with Johnny, and then he says something she's not supposed to like in the movie, and she's just like, and her reaction's like not the reaction of the character. Her reaction's the reaction of her 'cause she's mad at Depp.
They cut one of their love scenes, and they cut a scene where she's fighting Black Manta.
They cut the love scene. They're like, they're both like, nope, not doing it.
What is left after that? I don't know.
The scenes with the baby.
She's just kind of walking around in the background while he holds the baby. She'll have like a total of 12 words spoken in the movie. And
I feel for like, I feel so bad in some respects for all of these people on these movies that are like trying their best, but DC just can't. DC and Warner Brothers can't seem to freaking crack the code. Lately.
They're obligated to release this. There were people during the heat of the trial calling for this movie to be scrapped altogether, calling for her to be fired altogether.
And when does this come out? Comes out in December, right?
I think on Christmas Day.
Oh, and we got our ticket. We got our tickets for
the Marvels,
which we were very excited about the hour and 45-minute runtime.
I was like, wow, that's a pleasant surprise for a Marvel movie. Don't have to suffer that long for that one.
No 2-hour long, 2.5 hour Marvel movie.
It won't be a pleasant
CGI
hour and
vomit.
45 minutes, but you know. At least it's not 2 hours.
It'll be
at least
like
it's not 2.5 hours.
An hour and 45 minutes of CGI vomit is somehow more manageable than
just
2.5
grit your
hours
teeth and bear it.
Of CGI vomit. So, good for Elon Musk though. You might be a simp, but you're a simp with chivalrous principles.
The Amber Heard stans were tweeting Elon Musk's first W. This guy defending Amber. Now I've seen everything. Another one said, trash supporting trash, no surprise. Another one said, how effed is it that was it on that set for Elon Musk to be the only person in the right, regardless of his reasons? His reasons being that he was hypnotized
I still think that
by the coochie.
Like, what it is he's like, look, I have to license, he needs the official, he's got a thing for the authentic costume. He's like, he needs her to bring home the Mara costume.
I'm surprised there isn't unlicensed merch of Amber Heard as Mercy that just says you should have picked Mercy.
Probably. Or Mara, or her outfit from Aquaman. That's what it is. He's he doesn't care about Amber Heard. He cares about Amber Heard in the costume, and he needs the official one that she wore on the movie for authenticity.
Another one said, F him. Amber Heard deserved to be fired. She's an abuser and piece of shit. Johnny Depp lost money and movie roles because of the lies she told. The fact that people are still defending this bitch is hilarious to me. # double standards.
Well, we'll have to see where it goes.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
She hasn't posted much on Instagram lately. She posted once. This was back
she's promoting her In the Fire movie.
This was this was several months ago. It was her showing up at an event, and it says, "What a reception! Thank you to all my fans and supporters." I don't know if all those people were there for her specifically, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. Maybe that's, or maybe this is one of those things where she just she's every time she makes a guy that she's dating upset, she offers to cosplay as some role play as some character. And then Johnny Depp just didn't have any because he's just old.
I'm sorry that I took your phone and blocked your mother's number.
Yeah.
Now I'll cosplay as Mercy. Can that make it up to you?
Well, what would Johnny Depp want her to cosplay as though? Be the lady from Sound of Music. I don't know. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.